right, welcome back to another two presentations from the SIG Vegetable and Ornamentals. So before we go into the presentation, I would like to thank our sponsor, Sakata Seed. So let us see their video for 15 seconds.
Vegetables nourish the body and flowers nourish the soul. Inside of recent events, we must not lose hope, but have faith. We, Sakata Seed Corporation, will continue to support and contribute to the society.
Thank you very much, Sakata Seed. So next, let me invite back our chair and co-chair of the session.
Thank you. Dr. Yang, can you introduce our next speaker?
Okay, so the next one, so let us invite Dr. Sumitra she will give us the action summary of the working group of integrate vegetable seed corporate companies. It's WIC and included as a SIPI update, and that is also included. Includes question and answer session. So, Dr. Sumitra, welcome.
Thank you very much, Dr. Yang. It's a pleasure to reporting what we have done during the past year, and it's actually my I was a chef for 2 years, and I'll be like Michelle that next year the new chef will be Mr. Raul, who will take a seat after me. So this is to report what we have done during the past year. The activity of this year, actually, we have done 2-3 times virtual meeting with to introduce what is WIC. WIC is the working group of integrated vegetable company. Consists of 20 companies in Asia, as you see in the right side column. So most of us are the company in vegetable seed business. We all know each other well, and then these 20 companies come into the mutual agreements and share benefit on what we would like to push forward the seed business in Asia Pacific. So we did 2 times virtual meeting in April and last month of October, and then that's the picture of our last meeting. Next slide, please. The first activity, this is very lucky activity we did before the COVID-19 visited Thailand. We had the seminar, international seed seminar called Seed Quality Management. We had a very great cooperative from ISTA technical committee and some very high experience lecturer. And then the seminar was from 17 to 18 February, and then we did further the WIC workshop of the 3 days workshop. So totally we did 5 days, 2 days seminar and 3 days WIC workshop. And the detail was in the left hand column. Next slide, please. And another action we did, this code of conduct has been implemented among our members, and we are very proud of this output. Code of conduct has been arranged, and all the members signed off. And then we were thinking that we don't want to only sign off what we had agreed upon. We would like to to make it happen with the members. So we did, we focused on 7 sessions, and then we started by doing training the trainer for our member. Started by the session 2 research and breeding. So we did invite you both, and I think maybe next slide. Right. We did training the trainer program, inviting you both, and then we had a great number of participants from our members company, and also the SIG field crop also joined us during 6 to 8 October. That was the first activity APSA has done with UPOF, training the private sector. I think everybody were very happy with that. Next slide, please. That was the name of participants and company. Next, please. And then not only in research and development part, because integrated company is the company doing everything. So another very important part of seed business is to have part of seed production, and we were talking about seed production based practice, and then we pick up some model. I think this one will be our next training topic, and we will please keep an eye on it, and we will announce it soon. Next year, I think it would happen. Hopefully, I think if it's happened during the first 6 months, it will be virtual, and later on we'll think it again. Next, please. Another action of WIC is to have the work topic called disease resistant terminology. We did a model very similar to ISF DRT project, but we do not work with the crop they already done. So we focus on tropical crop, beetle gourd, wax gourd, loofah, that kind of gourds in tropical area, and then we prioritize them starting from beetle gourd, and then focus diseases. These are our member. We have 7, 8 person of working group from diverse country, as you can see, and then from private sector, and we also have collaboration with SIPI from UC Davis. So this is a very nice start, and I see the people were very active and eager join, and then the job will be done both technically and like scientifically. Next, please. And then as Dr. Yang has mentioned, the SIPI initiative is the Seed Innovation and Protection Initiative, has been developed from a couple of years, and then I see the project coming to and a very like promising step that so I may come back to the goal. The goal of this CP is to create neutral and independent association working along with APSA, but they will be independent organization. And CP will focus on vegetable seed in Asia Pacific first. We actually have focused on the country like China, Thailand, Philippines, Vietnam first, and the structure and everything were discussed and agreed upon, and then we are during survey with the member who would which company would like to be together with CP. Next, please. And then during the last meeting, it was the ISF System Approach Initiative and Phytosanitary Update that we saw it very important to the member company. And as the previous lady talking about system approach, and with our member of 20 companies from several different countries, they would like to know what is the progress of system approach, and we keep them informed. And then this information from Dr. May keeping the members update what is the system approach going on working with APSA, and as well as the STDF grant, which it was the good news that APSA already success to get the STDF project. The STDF project is work will be identifying gaps between infrastructure and capability of NPPOs. Is like capacity building among the members. I mean, APSA working together with NPPOs. So we see the progress of system approach working in Asia Pacific region under APSA. So we will work closely with the National Seed Association as well as the NPPOs in the country in this area. And the list of the country are listed below. And there are several groups that APSA also working with. Next, please. And then as you see that we had done a lot of activities, and we discussed among our members what was the project or initiative that our member would like to see in the future. So there was 2 initiatives. It sounds small number, but we saw a lot of work over there. The first one is to do the University Connect for talent in seed industry. We were talking about we need more breeder, more young scientists or young people to pay attention on seed business. How do we do with like making seed business very attractive for the new generation? And then the second one, that second topic that will be done, as I mentioned earlier, that we will do the training the trainer regarding the seed production. And then we will try to focus on like working more on like workshop, or maybe doing the seed production academy in the region, because we see Asia Pacific region has a very wide range of country which they can produce many good vegetable seed. And we see the clean seed production practice is the benefit to both private sector and especially our growers in the areas. And then there will be topics that we discuss, that we will collaborate with other AC, IPR and biodiversity. I think Anke is listening, and the people were paying attention on registration process, database on each country in the region, and then we would like to see further how to make next generation breeder more IP services, and then we would like to go forward with the IP in mind on our breeders, not only breeders, but like the company's member in private sector. So I think this is my last slide. Oh, not yet, sorry. So these are the detail of University Connect in talent development and attraction in seed industry. So we like list up the model. What should we do? We might pick up 1 to 2 key university in some key country like India or Thailand, and then we might work out with lecturer and go to see whether the student volunteered trying to have some events project to attract the new generation. So there will be some activity that we plan to, we list it up how to work out for this project. Next, please. So these are the previous activity we have done and some of the way forward that we WIC plan to work in the future.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sumitra. You have been busy last year, and there are some fantastic initiatives that have been taken there. I think we can all be proud of how we transformed the SIG Vegetable and Ornamentals group from a, let's say, a one-way street communication to a really active group with members of some companies really taking action and participating in the activities of the WIC group. So I think this we can only be happy about this, and thanks to your leadership, we have brought it to there, and you were very well seconded by Rahul Pagar, who will take over from you, and I'm sure similar activities will see the light in the coming future.
We work together, so don't worry.
Yeah, thanks for that. So now I will quickly close with, I just need 5 minutes because I think you have already mentioned the core of our activities. So maybe Secretariat, can you flash my presentation very quickly? I will just summarize what as a group and as a SIG Veg we did over the last 1 year. Thank you. Next, I think we will quickly go over it. I will not stop to every slide, but so basically, as you know, vegetable and ornamental is made now of a group, the WIC group, and then R&D advisory group, who is also very active. And of course, the different projects, activities are coming out of that. We as a group, we meet around 6 times per year, where we are drafting and crafting all these activities. And these groups are very well integrated now and working very well together. So next. So this is the membership of our group, let's say the SIG group, the members and the R&D. And next, you can see that I will not go over that slide. That is the same slide as presented in the WIC group. Next. So we're still keeping in mind, of course, the APSA strategic plan, which we have started showing since 2019. We're still focusing on these activities in whatever we do in SIG Veg and Ornamentals. Next. Right, so I think I will not go down. You can please press the next one. Yes, thank you. I think what to highlight here, separate from what has already been announced from the WIC group, is our participation with the FAO on giving a status on seed legislation and policies in Asia Pacific region, which is the document that you see on your left below. And then very interestingly also our participation with ISF in coming up with an addendum to the seed production best practices that were published again together. And this document is referring to good practices of healthy vegetable seed production on the right. All these documents are available on ISF and APSA websites. All the other activities have already been mentioned. Yes, please go on, move on, move on. I think these are all activities that we are doing. And of course, we meet regularly and then we share the minutes of our meetings in a document listing now available to members. So all of you, if you are interested, you can see what we are discussing every 2 months there. Thank you. So next. So we've also, when COVID started, we've also made a survey where we've sent that to all APSA members, and we were happy to see about 132 companies, mostly medium and small companies, participating and sharing with us their worries about COVID. We've done 3 rounds of that. And of course, most worries were around seed shipments, courier service, custom clearance, etc. But of course, you heard from my introduction that this did not really hamper how seed companies performed in this year, because I think because of the buffer stock that we had, and now and a very quick normalization of the situation. We're planning to come up with maybe another survey next year in finding out how companies are working differently after the COVID. Also part of my introduction talk. How will companies work? How will seed companies work in future? Because many things have changed, and it would be interesting to shed a light on that. So next. So we've continued our work with the World Vegetable Center and our consortium. I think the number of companies listing there are increasing. We are now at 44, and there are a few projects seeing the light in terms of multi-location trials in Africa. As you know, many seed companies are doing business in Africa also, because climate is quite similar, and the type of crops also. So heat stress tolerance and some activities on bittergood breeding that was also mentioned earlier by Martin. Next. The next slide will show you the membership of the consortium, about 44 now. So next. Now, as I mentioned to you, the R&D advisory group is very active. This group is actually meeting almost 10 times per year. And of course, they are trying to advance the knowledge on solanaceous and cucurbits through their roundtables. Usually in the past, these roundtables were events where people could travel, participate. But given the travel restrictions, we have now decided to move these activities as webinars that are going to take place every 2 months. The first available of these webinars is going to take place on 16th of December. So please mark this in your calendars. You will receive invitations from APSA. It's going to be very interesting with Dr. Kartikeya Srivastava and Dr. Derek Barchenger on the topic of breeding for heat stress management. We are planning the next webinar after that around February next year, and then we hope to come up with a webinar every 2 months, just to keep us busy and make sure that we keep momentum until basically the travel is almost restored as normal, and then we will be able to start traveling again, we hope, and see some trials going on as we used in the past. So next. Yeah, and the advisory group is also thinking about a recognitions program for private companies breeders. More on this in the coming months or next year, because as the group is still working on the criteria and selection process, and but I think it's a very nice initiative from that side too. So I think that closes the presentation from our side. So quite a lot of things happening despite COVID, despite not being able to travel. Most of the meetings and activities taking place via the way we are doing it now. That means Zoom, Meet, Teams, whatever is available for us. So, and I think with this, I do not see any questions asked on our presentation, Dr. Sumitra and myself. So back to you, APSA Secretariat. I think we can then close the session.
Thank you very much. So I would like to invite back Dr. Yan to just give a brief summary because we are actually running out of time and we are going to open the virtual networking lounge soon. So I invite back Dr. Yan to give a brief summary of this session, please.
Okay. So now we have finished almost all the program items. I hope that everyone else, like me, enjoyed the meeting at a time when the world is still faced with the COVID-19 situation. We have to have this meeting online, unlike the way we did previously, but it's a unique experience for all of us that is worth remembering. It is all the efforts made by everyone that make this event happen. Speaking of this, I wish to thank all our sponsors for their contribution to this event. Also, I feel obliged to thank our chair, our group leader, Michelle, for the designing and the coordination of the event, who made great contributions to the development of our group. While recognizing your excellent leadership, we hope that you may continue for another term. Also, recording the information delivered by our guest speakers, I wish to thank Dr. Zonneveld, Dr. Killen, and Ms. Merrill Legends for sharing their expertise with us. Their presentations covering the conservation of genetic resources, phytosanitary issues, and the new phytosanitary approaches related to seed trees are informative and encouraging. My gratitude also goes to everyone of the APSA Secretariat team for their logistics support, which made this meeting going smoothly. Finally, I wish to thank everyone present for your active participation in the group. Your support is really appreciated. So before the technical session is closed, I wish you all stay safe and are doing well in your business. We are looking forward to seeing you physically soon. Thank you for your attention. Now the meeting is closed.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, our chair and co-chair. Very impressive.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. So please be informed that our networking lounge, virtual networking lounge is already started. So today we have two tables or two topics. The first one is SIG Vegetable and Ornamentals. So meaning that if you have any question or any suggestion for SIG Vegetable and Ornamental, please meet the committees there. And the next table is ISF System approach. Of course, Dr. Rose from ISF will be there helping to clarify and answer also your question regarding ISF system approach. All right, with that, I hope you enjoy our session, and today is our last session already, so make sure you make the most of your opportunity. And I would like again to thank SIG VO also to giving us the great opportunity to do virtual networking together. Thank you very much.